find it. It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M, and it's about as tall as I am and kind of narrow.
You can see the beautiful sunrise out there. It's about 6:45. Spiders everywhere. Take a look at this web. Picture Canyon, the epicenter of the Canyon Beach mystery. If you look at it from a different angle, it does look like an M, doesn't it? Yeah, it's almost like a cave here in Picture Canyon. And this spot here is where our good friend, the Beast, is. I'd like to get stung by that. Some of these hikes are not for the faint of heart. That actually would be the ideal location for the M cave.
That's where I find my skulls.
Well, this is weird. Folks, it's official. We've taken the long, hard way. Sheep Peak over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I see the mine, but it did go on my skin. It hurt. My God, I have no more water. I gotta get a mile and a half to the truck with no water. It's a beautiful Saturday, October 5th, 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada here. We're heading out towards the highway. You can see the beautiful sunrise out there. It's about 6:45. I did want to get an earlier start, but it just didn't happen today. So nevertheless, we're heading out to the Desert National Wildlife Refuge, same place where Canyon Beach disappeared almost 10 years ago. We're going to be finishing what we started in the last video, hiking out to the foothills of the old mine, but we're taking a different direction. So let's head on out there to this wildlife reserve, start the hike, and see what we can find on today's adventure. And turning off to our favorite place here on Cairn Creek Road, heading out to the wildlife reserve to start our hike. Saturday, October 5th, here at the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. You know why we're here. About 10 years ago, a man named Veach walked into those mountains and he never returned. 10 years. Next month, it'll be 10 years. He said he's looking for a mysterious cave, made his whole body vibrate. And his second hike to go find this cave, or went out there, he just never came back. His truck was found at the end of Jomay Road. No trace of him was ever found except for his cell phone at an old mine. Now, if you remember in last week's video, Foothills of the old mine, we went out there looking for Kenny in these foothills, but unfortunately we had an issue with our boots. I think I put them on a little too light, got a blister, and we turned back. So found some interesting things. There was an old collapsed mine, but I've since checked Google Earth and there's a few more things out there. So today we've got some unfinished business. We're going to be heading out there, but we're going to be going out there via Picture Canyon. So let's load up the truck, head out towards the end of the highway there, and get on dirt and go to Picture Canyon and start the hike. And we're going to get the hills of the old mine from the back way. Let's do it. All right, temperature showing 67 degrees outside, ideal for hiking. Air down to about 25 psi per tire, which is good enough. I don't let it go too low in case the air compressor craps out. We got to limp home, but that's fine. So without further ado, let's head on down the dirt road to the trailhead and get this hike started. Good morning, everyone. My name's Steve from Las Vegas. These are my adventures. We're here at the end of Jomay Road, and wait a minute, this isn't Jomay Road. That's Picture Canyon out there. So this must be Cow Camp Spring Road, not Jomay. So yeah, that's right. You remember last weekend we did our hike out to the foothills of the old mine? We were out there, we're checking on the possibility that Canyon Beach may somehow have ended up in those foothills. We found a collapsed mine, so I want to go out there and check it out again, but I didn't want to do that long, almost 4-mile hike out there, so we're going to go another way. We're going to head out there to Picture Canyon. It's about 2 miles to the mouth of Picture Canyon, another mile or so towards the end of Picture Canyon, then we're going to head up into the hills towards the old mine that way. So spice it up a little bit, take a different way. It is tarantula season, so it's not outside their own possibility to run into some of those little critters out there. They usually come out at night, but you never know if they're out during the day. So you may be wondering, how can you hear me so clearly if I'm this far from the camera? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the new DJI mic that should be recording audio pretty well, and the new GoPro Hero 13 Black. Done a few tweaks on the settings, so hopefully you'll enjoy the video. The video quality will be good. Without further ado, folks, let's head on out there and get started on this hike. All right, let's head on out in the desert, as we have done so many times before. Long, boring hike out to Picture Canyon. I did tweak some settings to the GoPro a little bit. I'll make a confession. The last video, Foothills, the old mine, the screen right there, I had a problem. The wire, the cable for the wireless mics that goes to the head unit was kind of in front of the screen. So what I had to do to compensate for that is actually enlarge the screen and zoom it in, so it wouldn't be as wide as you're seeing right now. I did fix the problem, rerouted it, so you should see this in crystal clarity. Now, I do have an extra piece of equipment for the GoPro, a wide-angle lens mod. Thanks to Tim out in Flagstaff, Arizona for sending that to me. Very much appreciated, sir. We'll be going to be trying out this wide-angle lens mod a little bit later. It does show a little bit wider field of vision. I also made some settings to the GoPro. Change it to linear, so it may not necessarily be as wide as it was before, but you won't have the fisheye effect, so it should be more realistic. So, filming in 4K, 120 frames per second, linear, should display really well on pretty much all devices. Now, I do edit these videos in 1080p, 60 frames per second. That's typically optimized for YouTube. Fast uploading, fast downloading, fast, reliable playback. That's what I aim for, so everybody can enjoy the videos. Before we forget, we'll go ahead and start the clock. 8:19 in the morning. It's about 70-ish, 70, 75 degrees to start. It's a little warm, but certainly not as warm as it has been all this summer. It's been record heat in Las Vegas. Typical weather for us here in Las Vegas, usually mid-July to mid-August is typically 100-degree days. To get a month of 100-degree days is hell. But this year, it started in May, and here it is well into October, and we're still getting 100-degree days. So it's been the hottest summer on record. It sucked. We couldn't come out here to do hikes because it was so hot, but the weather's finally cooling off. So we're out here doing our hikes, continuing the Canyon Veach investigation. It's not a party balloon, but some sort of a piece of plastic is clearly blowing out here. And once again, the Desert Janitor strikes again. Those of you that aren't familiar with the term Desert Janitor, Ellie out in Australia, one of our viewers, said, look, you're not the janitor, you don't need to pick this stuff up, and I don't. But because so many viewers wanted me to, I became the Desert Janitor, picking up plastic out here. And it's fine because I've been told the plastic, sometimes the desert tortoises eat it and can choke on it. So if I can get it small enough into like a ball, put it in my pocket, then I try to take it with me. If it's a big piece of something, I generally don't bother with it. You can only do so much. This initial hike really isn't brutal, it's just long and monotonous. And sometimes I come out and have that kind of horrible feeling I forgot something, and I have that today. So just try to think. My truck is locked, got everything I need, backpack, Garmin is on and tracking. Woodchuck is watching me, he confirmed that he's got my location. And I've got my backpack full of gear, food, water, first aid survival kit, firearm of course, and GoPro and extra batteries, cell phone, extra cell phone battery, or extended cell phone battery rather. So I'm not sure if I forgot anything. I did put aside like a couple little muffins to bring out here, which I did forget, but that's about it. I've got food, I think on tap for lunch is freeze-dried food. Chicken and dumplings. I did try to force down some food. Just wasn't hungry at 6 a.m. so it was tough. But like I said, I would like to bring that little packet of muffins that I had, but I seem to have forgotten them. Not a big deal. I've got extra food in the pack. All right. Got to do now, and you can see the sun kind of on the landscape. Looks really beautiful this time of morning. Is go straight out there, climb up this little embankment, and from there it's more or less smooth, just kind of uphill all the way into Picture Canyon. And who knows, we'll find a Picture Canyon. It's a mysterious place. It's always changing, and you really just never know. Picture Canyon is probably the most mysterious place out here. There have been some supernatural events out here. Unexplained events. Of course, Kenny Veach's M cave that he said he found this cave that made his whole body vibrate and scared him. you know, like I said, that's never been substantiated. But YouTuber Jeff Claw, check out his channel up there, Jeff Claw. He did say he was out here once. He was actually at the end of Cow Camp Springs Road, the end out there. That's not where we parked, but he was out there. He said he got out of his vehicle and he felt his whole body vibrate, just like Kenny Veach. And the way Jeff described it was like a giant zipper unzipping and then all of a sudden stopped. So it's hard to say. I've never met Jeff in person. Nobody can prove what he said is true, but for what it's worth, that's what he said happened. And it just was like a loud vibration he could feel in his body, and then it just stopped as soon as it started. So no way to know what it was. I've heard A-10s fire their cannon before, and maybe something like that, but much louder. There's no A-10s going to be firing out here, although on the other side of these mountains here, now keep in mind, that's Picture Canyon. Behind us out there, that is Creech Air Force Base, and on the other side of these mountains is a military area where there is about 40 miles north. It's like a military training facility. So I don't think they do live fire out there, but it's possible. It's a drone base, and they do have the MQ-9 Reaper drones out there, but beyond that little training facility, about 45 miles is Area 51. So who knows? Was this some sort of military technology being tested out here? It's possible. Is that what Kenny Veach heard? It's possible. Nobody really knows. But to my knowledge, Kenny Veach and Jeff Claw are the only two who reported this weird vibration sound. I never heard it or felt it. The only supernatural things I've experienced out here is well, the phantom footsteps, which is like a large animal or something running up behind you like you're walking, and all you hear like kind of like a thump, 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 and you look around, there's nothing there. Skinwalkers, ghosts, aliens, whatever. Really hard to say what it is, depending on what you believe. But I've heard it once or twice out here, and it's kind of strange, but it could very well be my imagination or something else. The thing about the supernatural is you can never really prove what it is. The only other incident was about 10 miles that way, more or less, during my Mysterious Cross video, Mysterious Cross. And you'll see the comment pinned to the top of the Mysterious Cross video if you look there. I was deep in the woods by one of the springs, deep in the forest, and I felt just a sense of foreboding. It's like time stopped. Everything was dead silent. No wind, no noise, no nothing. There was just such a stillness in the air, like something was about to happen, like an apex predator just walked in and nature just froze in fear. And I'm like, my God, what happened? I'm looking around, I didn't see anything. We've come across more bones. There's one there, and there's some here. You can't tell if they're human. They don't really look human though. But there's a lot of bones out here. This one's still got some meat on it. That can't be that old then. Look at that. That's weird, everything just got silent. No wind, no animals, no anything. That makes me nervous. Dead silence. Something about to happen. I'm feeling really uneasy right now. I'm feeling really uneasy, like something's about to happen. Maybe I'm just freaking myself out, I don't know. Let me tell you something, folks. People have a sixth sense. And you can tell when something's about to happen. So I'm just being really careful and keep my eyes open. Is that a hoof or a paw? Look around for any signs of movement. That's why I don't want to be out here after dark. I just want to get the hell out of there quickly, and I got about 1/8 of a mile out of there, and things kind of slowly started getting back to normal. So it was just a weird sense of foreboding that I felt, like something was there. Your body has a sixth sense, and that may very well have been mine alerting me that, hey, something is up. So don't know what it is, but I will tell you this, folks. For the true fans of the channel, we're going back out there. That may be my next video. And I will say also a little bit of a tidbit sneak peek for one of the next videos. My good partner Woodchuck, who is an expert at online analysis, very intelligent person, Woodchuck. Take a look at his channel up there. Woodchuck found what may very well be the old truck. Now you remember our old truck video, lost truck? We were out there looking for this lost logging truck, not Kenny Veach's truck, it's an old logging truck. And we found like an old Model A truck that we were using as a lumber mill. But I was told on good authority that there was another truck out there. And my good partner, companion Woodchuck may have found it. So that's going to be one of our next videos, Lost Truck 4. And we're going to be going in the same way we felt that sense of foreboding. So not only are we looking for the lost truck, but we will be kind of keeping our eyes open for anything strange that may happen out there as well. So look for that video coming up on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. It really helps when you subscribe. And that's about it. So let me stop the jibber jabber for right now because I'm climbing this hill and I don't want to slip. Spiders everywhere. Take a look at this web and that big hole right there. What do you think lives in there? Tarantula, something else? Hard to say, but whatever's in there is probably deep inside. We're not going to mess with it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived. Picture Canyon, the epicenter of the Kenny Veach mystery. This is the purported location of the M Cave. Kenny Veach took his hike. He came out here, down there, all the way around. I'm sorry, there's a horsefly landing on my hand. I'm shooting it away. Kenny came down here. He followed all the way down there and around back to Joe May Road. It's a 10-mile loop. J Chuck has done it. And J Chuck Vlogs, he's another YouTuber out here. I've not done it yet. We've got plenty of other points to see out here, things to see. All right. Remember this rock slide the last time I was here? There's some pretty big rocks. That's almost the size of a car. Huge rocks. And I'm not sure what caused this rock slide, but something did. Almost like a crater here. Maybe the rock, maybe that big rock fell here and rolled over there. It's hard to say. But this happened within the past year. This rock slide. From up there somehow, somewhere, some way. And it's weird because, well, most of these rocks are pretty solid, but somehow looks like it may have slid down from up there somehow. I don't know, not a geologist, can't tell you. Pretty big impact there. All right, we're heading into Picture Canyon. This is where things start to get strange. Picture Canyon always gives me the creeps. It's like it's haunted. I always feel like you're being watched in here. Kind of a sense of foreboding, but not really. Just kind of a creepy place. And if there's any place where there would be an M cave out here, this is it. Now, Kenny said it was deep and dark and on the side of a mountain. Well, there's a perfect place for an M cave. Only it's not a cave. Or was it at one time? You just never know. All right, so we got some fresh droppings here, and here. That's got to be bighorn sheep. And it's fresh, like today fresh. Look at that. That's today. That would be awesome to run into a bighorn out here, but the problem is, they'll see us and hear us coming a mile away. And it's a remote possibility we'll see one, but I've never seen a bighorn out here. Kenny did. I think he was somewhere around here, saw it way up on the cliffs. So that's always a possibility to see one of these bighorn sheeps out here. But as much noise that we're making coming in, yeah, any animal's gonna go run the other way, including mountain lion. There are mountain lions out here. It's been documented, been told I've even seen them on trail cams, but I personally have never seen one. And Typically a mountain lion, if the second they smell you, see you, or hear you, they're gonna run the other way, typically. Now I've been through here many times, and Kenny said he found a cave, a hidden cave. So bushes like this, I try to look carefully and see if there's a cave behind it. Probably not, but you never know. But it's possible, if there is an M cave out here, it could be behind a bush like that. But he says about his height, ground level, on the side of a mountain. All right, here's a roost. I call it a roost because that rock in the middle has got a lot of bird crap on it, because birds roost in there. Doesn't look like an M though, does it? However, if you look at it from a different angle, it does look like an M, doesn't it? A perfect M on the side of a mountain, about ground level, deep and dark. Could Kenny have been standing here and felt the same vibration that Jeff Claw felt? Did Kenny think this is the M cave? Now remember, Kenny had only been through Picture Canyon twice, so he didn't know it as well as we do. He could have been standing right here and says, oh my God, there's a cave deep and dark in the shape of an M. I'm getting the hell out of here. Maybe he was mistaken. Maybe this is what he saw. Maybe he made the story up based on this, because it does look like an M, doesn't it? It kind of does look like an M. So, I don't know. You can't take what Kenny said literally, because nobody knows what Kenny actually saw except for Kenny. All right. It's noticeably cooler here because we're not in the sun, so it's easier to hike. Keep my eyes open for that bighorn sheep, because I know that crap we saw was fresh. But these sheep that live out here, they could be anywhere. Looking out there, it's kind of a little cave right up there. I've been in that cave before. I climbed up to it. It's actually one of the first videos we ever did out here. It was a tough climb to it, but there really wasn't much to it. It's more of a outcropping than a cave. But this is Picture Canyon, and this spot here is where our good friend, the Beast, is. This is the Beast. It's an extremely steep hill, and this is the best way to get to these cliffs up here, is by climbing this hill. It doesn't look that steep, but once you start climbing it, it's near vertical, and it's just a beast to get up there. But it's just like climbing a ladder for me. It does take some physical endurance, but this is the Beast. So we've got to continue on. I'm going to take a quick break here, have a snack, and then we'll continue our journey. I've stopped sweating. It feels much cooler here, and it feels great. You check the temperature on the Garmin here and see what the temperature is. Let's see, main menu, map messages, trip compass, trip computer. 76 degrees looks like on the Garmin, so it's not that bad. Perfect for hiking. All right, it's a semi-uphill hike through Picture Canyon. Then we got to climb over some cliffs, and then back down in the open area where there should be a lot of sun, and still a little bit uphill till we get to the hills leading towards the old mine. Now there is an entry point that I had marked out, but like I said, I map it on a Google Earth, and I use the Gaia GPS app, and I usually transfer my points that I find, but I didn't this time, so I'm gonna have to wing it. That's fine. I've got some old points I could use for reference. I think we can still get the job done. Remember I said, or Kenny said rather, hidden cave, M cave. There's a hidden cave right over there. Now, one of our first Picture Canyon videos, we peeked in there, and there's nothing, but I will show you just because it's a hidden cave. Really not much to it. Can you see it yet? This is about what most caves are here. You don't go in very far, no more than 6 feet, and they're just full of spider webs. But that's about it. There's no M cave. No M cave here in Picture Canyon that I've seen. Did Kenny make it up? Was he mistaken? He's not around to tell his tale, because Kenny Veach came out here and was never seen or heard from again. All right, there's the beast off in the distance. Sun's coming up, not here yet because these mountains are in the way. I found this rock here, this weird rock, and it's got a perfect hole in it. I don't have the close-up lens mod for this, but you can still see the rock. I'm gonna keep it. I don't usually keep things out here, but I'm gonna keep it because I make kind of a cool necklace. And doesn't look like it'll break or anything, but yeah, this might be a cool necklace, so that's what I'll keep it for. Good luck. And I know I'm not supposed to take things out here, but I'm hoping that the good folks at the Wildlife Reserve won't mind if I take one little teeny tiny rock for a special piece of jewelry. At any rate, the rock is going in my pocket, and I'll make it into a necklace. Kind of a cool conversation piece. There's that, I call it a sheep cave because I did hike up there once, and it's full of sheep poop, so I think that's a place where sheep go at night. Heading into a narrow part of Picture Canyon. This little narrow part always gives me the creeps as well, but that's fine. Keep our eyes open for anything unusual. And for those of you who haven't seen my videos before, they call this Picture Canyon because the Indians used to live out here, did paint some petroglyphs on the walls. And you can see them in a few spots if you look hard enough. But they're out there. I've seen them. But yeah, this narrow part always makes me a little uneasy. This little outcropping enclave here is created by flowing water. The water flowed out here to the side of the mountain here, carved out kind of a little open area, and continued flowing in the canyon like a river. It's called a wash. Probably took millions of years to do so. This little flat area up here might be a nice place to sleep if you can clear the rocks off. But yeah, it's almost like a cave here in Picture Canyon. Always watching for any kind of movement here in Picture Canyon. Kind of go through narrow areas and it opens up a little bit and hit some more narrow areas. Never know what you find out here. There's it's like a dead Tarantula Hawk. This bad boy's a big one. Look at that. Look at the size of this bad boy. How'd you like to get stung by that? Yeah, it's a big one. Let's keep on going. Hot on the trail of that bighorn sheep or whatever it was. Looks like it may have come this way. Now, some of the other videos I mentioned stories of a winged demon or some sort of a bat person or something high in the cliffs above Picture Canyon. And few YouTubers mentioned it. Warlike Wrath did a video analysis on it. And all it was someone reported seeing a large flying creature up there. And I personally think it was a crow. But they call it a winged demon or a Batman or something. But the only winged demon we've seen is that big old Tarantula Hawk. And here's another tight spot up at Picture Canyon that always gets me kind of uneasy. It's just really kind of a narrow spot here. Choke point. Of course, I'm always looking around and see if there's an M cave hidden behind these bushes. And I don't see anything. More bighorn sheep droppings. Man, this sheep is crapping all over the place. So far, nothing. It's obviously no getting up rocks like this. It doesn't look that high, but it's high enough where we wouldn't be able to do it. What we'd have to do is go back, find some big rocks, stack them, and make kind of a stairway to get up there. How we usually do it is right here. And I climb up this. So I want to get my hands free for this. So I'm going to put the GoPro away, put on my other glove, climb over these rocks. All right, I always get uneasy when there's when I can't see what's in there. I don't want something to come out and attack me, or these spider webs usually lead to big spiders. So I'll just kind of carefully put my hands up like this, and the rocks are smooth, so of course there's nothing for me to grab onto. Oh shit. I can't even get a grip here. Okay, barely lift myself up, put my foot here, and just gotta lift myself up there. All right, and we did it. We're up. You never want to blindly bomb into a new place because you never know what's up here. Someone or something. Oh, there's some spider webs on my boot I'm trying to get off. In my experience, these sticky spider webs are Black Widow. Anyway, if you remember my videos, my 4K videos that I filmed in 4K, this right here was a hidden canyon. And it is a hidden canyon. Kenny Veach went through here. I have come down here, but it's very dangerous to come down this way because this is probably, see, I'm 6 feet, maybe 8 foot, 8 to 9 feet. Just enough to break a leg. Once you break a leg out here, I've got no cell signal. I'm gonna be screwed. No, under here is a cave. Well, not really a cave, it's just kind of under a rock. This is the closest thing I've found in Picture Canyon, something being deep and dark. Not an M cave, it's just, like I said, it's this huge rock that's fallen, and under there is a deep and dark area. So if Kenny was to make something up, that M cave at the entrance, deep and dark right there, that is the closest thing I found to Kenny Veach's M cave. I've not found an M cave like he had said. All right, so what we need to do now, obviously we can't climb that. We can come down that way, but I probably won't. It's just a little kind of dangerous to jump down there. Where we've got to go is up. So that means we got to do some climbing, which isn't easy, but I've done it before. So see if I can get a foothold here to get ourselves up. I know you guys like these intense climbing parts. They're just so risky and dangerous because there's these loose rocks and stuff. Oh man, okay. Well, not a big deal. This is a dangerous climb, but it's nowhere near as dangerous as some of the ones we've done before. This here with all the loose rocks, it's all about finding your footing, because one loose, if you step on a rock that's loose, you can just see how this is loose. I'm not going to pull it down, but if you were to try to climb on this and pull yourself up, you would fall. And obviously I'm pulling myself up, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. Moving loose rocks aside there and just kind of climbing up, keeping your balance. You've got to have strong leg muscles, and you got to have a good balance. And you've got to stop and look every now and then. The best way to go. Oh man, okay. Fine. Which spot gives you the best footing? This rock here obviously is not going to give you footing. Now I have fallen before. Well, slipped. And some of these areas that look like footprints, in all likelihood they're mine. I've been through this area like 10 times. So I know what to expect. It may seem like a tough climb, and to many of you it is, but I can assure you I've done far worse than this. It's just a little tricky. Some thorns on my glove I'm trying to get out. It's just a little tricky is all. Now it is possible to slip and fall and hurt yourself here. That's why you got to be careful. Almost to the top. Almost the top. All right. Almost there. And there we are. Okay. Picture Canyon, my friends. This is it. Oh, I'm tired. Some of these hikes are not for the faint of heart. That little hidden valley in there. That actually would be the ideal location for the M cave. Deep in that little valley there. But I've been through there many times. I'm not going to show you there's no M cave in there. I've never seen an M cave in Picture Canyon, aside from what I showed you already. Now I don't want to slip. I don't want to put my foot on this cholla right here, cholla. We've had that in our leg and our foot before, and it's no fun. Requires a pair of pliers to get these spines out. All right, up and over. We're gonna go this way, right over there, and then back down. Now I don't get too close to the edge like this. That's just too dangerous. Some of the camera angles look like I do, but I don't. I just hold the camera over the edge. So I try to put as much distance between the edge and me for safety reasons. Because I am an experienced hiker, but I'm not perfect. And even experienced hikers make mistakes. All right. Quick check on these Garmin boots so far. No hot spots, no blisters. My feet feel great in them. They're not too tight like they were the last hike. And so far they're feeling okay. Hopefully they will continue to. You've almost got to be like a mountain goat to kind of walk over this stuff. But you also got to be careful as to where you step and make quick decisions as to where you're putting your feet. So you're always scanning the ground and watching the next spot to put your feet. Okay. It's going to be a tricky part because I'm going to have to come right over here where obviously I could slide down. But that's fine. Should be okay. I guess I'll shoot. There really is no secure place. Step right there. Over here. Keeping our balance. Making sure that's not going to move. And then here. And here. Notice I'm not really using my hands. A lot of folks say, oh, use a chest cam. Keep your hands free. Well, this GoPro films I want it to film. A chest cam films whatever your chest is pointing to like that and just doesn't get good camera angles. So chest cam, in my opinion, does not work very well for this. Neither does a helmet cam, because helmet cam, you're always looking down. This is the best way. And for these climbs, most of the time, I'm using my leg muscles and not my arms. Although if I need to use my arms, I can. Looking up there, it almost looks like a petroglyph or something, but I can't tell. Some of the designs on these rocks do look like petroglyphs, but they're hard to say. I think we already passed the petroglyphs, I'd show you, but they're just like pictures of people or trees or plants or something out here that the Indians put out here years ago. Some Indians, they use these agave burn pits. All right. Let's walk along this ledge and find a good place down. Yeah, just like a set of stairs. Just like a set of stairs. A set of stairs you can easily fall and hurt yourself. Okay. All right. That's fine. Easiest way out of here. I feel kind of a nice breeze right now. It's really kind of nice and cool to feel the breeze in my face. All right. Trying to watch this grass. Hope there's not a snake or something in there. because a snake bite would definitely ruin our day and more than likely require an extraction. All right, we pretty much made it back down to the floor of Picture Canyon. And we're here. Now right over there, Kenny Veach did stand. I'm not gonna go over there, I've been there plenty of times from other videos. But we're gonna continue on towards Picture Canyon. After this, you should start opening up a little bit. Here's more, looks like bighorn sheep crap. Or rabbit, I guess it could be. But being under here would have to be maybe a small sheep. I don't think a big one would get under there. At any rate, onward. Okay. I'm hot, the sun is shining, and we've entered the open air of Picture Canyon. Where Picture Canyon kind of opens up. It's actually the end of Picture Canyon. We've got to keep going. Probably the point of the covered M cave area. Up there is something flying. Was a hiker delirious and saw that flying thing up there, thought that was the winged demon or Batman? Doesn't look like a man to me, it looks like a hawk. Looks like some sort of a hawk just circling up there. So maybe that was the winged demon that somebody thought they saw. Just a large bird is what it is, a hawk or an owl or something, but that's him flying up there. See him? At any rate, the winged demon to Picture Canyon, for what it's worth, that's him. We're here. Now this whole area that I'm walking, this is the Kenny Veach hike. Kenny definitely came through here at least twice, 2 to 3 times. His M cave hike, the covered M cave, is right up here a little bit. So Kenny was through here. It's definitely on the Kenny Veach hiking trail. All right, heart rate 132, 38 beats per minute, hour 46 minutes, 2.67 miles. For me, this isn't a big deal. For some people it is, but I'm getting hot. And this hike, I'm really hot, I'm sweating. I could just feel the heat in the air. It'll probably get worse as the day goes, but the only good thing is it's all downhill from here. And there'll be some shade in Picture Canyon. Where we need to go isn't too much further, but there's going to be some sun. And once we start climbing, getting those foothills of the old mine, there's going to be a lot of sun. So I'm feeling a slight breeze here in the shade. I'm just going to stop for a few moments and rest in the shade, catch my breath, and not push myself too hard and get a heated injury and collapse out here, because Lord forbid we'd have to call for a rescue. You can't get a vehicle out here, that's for sure. So anybody that says, hey, take a dirt bike, e-bike, whatever, you can't. Tough to even bring a horseback out here. It's that rugged. If you have to get a rescue, you're going to need a helicopter straight up. And it's not going to be cheap, because there's going to be a bill coming for that. So hopefully that won't happen. Got the Garmin to call for it if it does. I do feel a slight breeze, and I'm really enjoying this breeze. It's feeling great. Blowing against my sweaty clothes, cooling me off. So I'm going to drink some water, just kind of catch my breath here for a moment, then we're going to continue on. We're done with Picture Canyon. There's Skull Canyon. If you've been on my channel, you know my Skull Canyon video, I think right there. I went in here, and I call it Skull Canyon because Kenny Veach stood in this spot and said, that's where I found my skulls.
It goes on up in there. It's kind of cool. I like going up in stuff like that because that's where I find my skulls.
So we did explore there. There's some interesting areas, really rugged terrain. Didn't see an M cave out there, but it's always been theorized that if the M cave is out here, it's probably in a side canyon. So it's not in that side canyon that I saw. There's some interesting spots. This whole area is filled with interesting spots. But if Skull Canyon's there, then the covered M cave is right up here, which I'll show you. And I call it a covered M cave because so many folks have said, can you walk by it? And it's covered. And I can tell you right now, I'm not a geologist. But I can tell you right now, there's no way that's a cave. There's no way a cave could have been there, even formed there. And there's no way or no reason why it could have been covered. Where is this covered M? It's right here. All right, that's it. Covered M cave. Does not look like a spot for a cave. Geologically speaking, I don't think that's a cave. It's about 2 to 3 feet high, so there's no way it's right there if you can't see it right about there, I guess. But check out my covered M cave video in 4K. I look at this in detail. And Kenny Veach also walked by these 3 caves here. They're not even really caves, they don't really go in. They look like they go in. I'm not gonna get close, I've seen them in many other videos. You've seen them in other videos. They go in about a foot. And they're about a foot or 2 high. You might be able to curl up at a ball in one of them and not go all the way in, but they're not really anything. But Kenny Veach did walk by there in his video. But where we're going is out this way, and somewhere in those foothills we've got to find an easy way up and over. And I think this area here might be it. I'll just I'll get to the base and I'll check the guide GPS and check the terrain and see if that might be the best way to go. I think it is. How far have we gone? Almost 3 miles, 2 hours ahead of you. 3 miles hiking the heat. You're thinking, oh my God, we'll never get there. It's mental. But once you got to this point, you're like, yeah, I got this. We're almost there. Boom, you get that second wind. And it's not that big a deal. Which, by the way, my feet feel fantastic. No blisters, no hot spots or anything. So I think last video, the problem was we just had them laced too tight. All right. Now remember, just for the record, this is the exact route Kenny Veach took in his final video from the old mine. Not the one he left his cell phone at. His last hike where he left his cell phone, he did not film that anybody's aware of. Man, wouldn't that be a hoot if I somehow found Kenny's camera out here and found his found footage or something? That would be amazing. But I don't know if he did take a camera. I was told other YouTubers have said family members said he brought a small camera, but not his normal video camera. So it's hard to say. There's no clues. The only thing I know is Kenny's phone was found by the old mine out here, and he is still missing. Those are the only 2 facts I can confirm. And his truck was at the end of Joe May Road, towed from there. Those are the only 3 facts of this case. Anything else anybody tells you is purely speculation. The guys say, oh, he offed himself. Why do you keep looking for him? Well, you know what? That's an assumption. You have no proof. They say, hey, he was filmed breaking into his family's Reiki shop. Well, you know what? Some people say that was Kenny, but there's no proof. It has not been confirmed. No fingerprints. Nothing is proven that that was Kenny. The fact is, there is no evidence that Kenny Veach is anywhere but out here. No evidence Kenny's out here. But that's why we're here looking. This looks like doable. But like I said, I want to go up and have to come back down. So looking over here, I could see a valley. And that ridge line beyond there, that's not Wild Horse Pass, but that's about the level of Wild Horse Pass. So I think this hill right here is going to be our best entry point. And that's what I'm going to shoot for. Once I'm at the top of the hill, we'll get a better vantage point as to what needs to be done next. This is where things start getting interesting. Picture Canyon's back there. Wild Horse Pass is further up this way. That's the way Kenny came over Wild Horse Pass. But this hill right here doesn't seem super steep, and I think this is a good entry point to get to these that ridge line, that steep ridge line up there, because beyond that ridge line is the hills of the old mine. Now this right here is from this point on, I've never been out here before, so I don't know what to expect. But this little kind of canyon here is unexplored. We've never been in here. So like I said, from here on out, we're blazing new trails to the old mine. Never been in this canyon before. It's entirely possible Kenny's in that canyon somewhere. So remember, my theory by Kenny Veach is he took a shortcut over these hills. And if he's to be found, he may be here somewhere. Now, Jay Chuck's been searching way out there by Sheep Peak. And so was Silver Heels, and I think, who else? Agua Chigger even came out here once, was searching out there in those hills towards Sheep Peak. But but not us. I have a feeling if Kenny's to be found, it's going to be closer to the mine. So that's why we're searching these foothills. So we're coming up this hill, doing some climbing. And we get to the top of the foothills of the old mine, looking around, find anything else interesting, a cave, a piece of material, anything that may look like it could belong to Kenny Veach. Took a quick break here in the shade. On the clock, 3.18 miles, 2 hours, 11 minutes. 1,100 foot elevation gain, heart rate's 103 beats per minute. Continuing our uphill climb to the hills of the old mine. Making progress. You can see the valley a little bit better from here. There's that agave burn pit down there in the middle. Picture canyon right there. I love to explore this canyon, but when you're on foot, there's only so much you could do. When we're going up to the top, and from the top, we'll know where we got to go from there. But there should be some relatively flat areas up there towards the top, and that's what I want to search for Kenny, or any experience. I mean, any evidence of Kenny or anything man-made at all up there. It's just a long, steep climb. I'm a little tired. 3.27 miles, 1,244 foot elevation gain, 2 hours, 17 minutes, and it's only 10:30 a.m. His last video, this is the path of Kenny Veach right down there. He walked right down there from Wild Horse Pass, which is around the bend. We're taking a shortcut up over these hills to hopefully get up there faster than Wild Horse Pass and check those foothills, top of the foothills. I'm gonna take a break here for a second. The wind's picking up here, which is good. It feels great. The wind hits the sweat on my back and acts kind of cools me off, which is fantastic. A lot of horse flies landing on me out here. Probably looking for moisture. It hasn't rained in damn near 5 months or more, probably more. So it's really dry out here, and the insects are attracted to any kind of moisture. Definitely one of the toughest parts of the hike today. It doesn't look like that big a deal. I'm hungry, I need to eat, and I'm getting a little tired. We've come a long ways, and we're no more than halfway there. Probably some more climbing once we get to the top, but I may have to take a break up there and just get our bearing and check the GPS. I'm just going a little bit, taking a break, going a little bit, taking a break. At this point, I can tell our climb has been in vain. Looking at these cliffs, this area we went here, the only way to get to the foothills of Picture Canyon is Wild Horse Pass, which is right over there. All these other hills do not lead there. There's some lowlands between here and there we cannot get through, which means as much as we climbed up here, we're gonna have to go back down and then back up. So I think I'm gonna go right here and up to the top. It's gonna be a little challenging, and I'm gonna have to stop and take a break, have another snack, because I'm kind of hungry. It just goes to show you, I even did a recon, a guide GPS, and this area more or less looked like a smooth climb to the foothills of the old mine, but clearly it's not. I'm coming up here and I'll show you what we're gonna have to go through. Goddamn flies everywhere. These horse flies are huge and annoying. Oh my God. Yeah. We're gonna have to go down and back up. Crap. There's a massive horsefly just keeps landing on me. Oh my God. Okay. All right, so that's what we gotta do. More climbing. Crap. It's 11 a.m. I really didn't want to have lunch now, but I think I may stop and have lunch. It's kind of early for it. All right, to the summit. All right, this is for Warlike Wrath. Asked about a possible antenna. This is what you saw, but a possible antenna here. And it's not an antenna, it's a plant. We reached the summit of our climb. That's, anyways, Picture Canyon out there. Way out there, you could see kind of a, if you could see it, I could see an airstrip, Creech Air Force Base. It's a drone base. But up here is the summit. And it looks like we may not be the first people here. It's a very small rock cairn. Who would have stacked this? Just a couple rocks stacked on top of each other. Somebody's been up here before. All right. Good thing is from this vantage point, A, we get a nice breeze blowing the sweat on our back. B, we could see out here in these little side canyons, see if there's anything in there. I'm not seeing anything. But what we need to do is somehow get to the cliffs of Picture Canyon. I believe that's Wild Horse Pass there. So if we can kind of come down here, back up there, that will get us to where we need to go. I even see a small cave over there, but I don't think that's really anything. But I think this would be a good entry point. We just got to go kind of down a little bit and then back up, do another climb similar to the one we just now did, back up the top. And once we get to the top there, right up there is the foothills of the old mine. That's where we need to get to. So I'm gonna stop, break out the pack, have a snack here, keep shooing this horsefly away that keeps landing on me. And I don't really see any shade. So we'll just have to sit here in the open. But we'll have a snack here and then continue on. This right here, like I said, Warlike, Wrath. This is that possible antenna you thought you saw. And it's a plant, it's not an antenna. So. Well, this is weird. Dead cactus. Did the cactus die here in place, or were these put here? It looks like they were put here. It looks like they were picked off and put here. But with all these spines, who would pick these cactuses and put them here? It had to have died in place. Really hard to say. It just looks unnatural though, doesn't it? Came this far and it's only, 11 a.m.? If we can get to that collapsed mine area by noon, have lunch, do a quick recon of the area, and then make our way back, I think we'll be in good shape. On the clock, almost 3 hours, almost 1,600 foot elevation gain, 3.73 miles. Folks, it's official. We've taken the long, hard way. We're taking the long, hard way to the old mine. And we're almost to the summit. We still got a little ways to go. Sheep Peak over there. Jay Chuck has been up there, which actually is an amazing feat because Jay Chuck eats like a horse. And I don't know if he exercises or works out, but that's climbing the top of Sheep Peak is a feat. It's definitely an all-day thing. This is a challenge right here. And as you can see, we've got even more climbing to go. I do believe that we are almost to the top. We're just going to take our time, take it slow. The only variable is on the other side of this hill, is there another valley we need to go down and up into? If there is, I'm going to be pissed. But good thing is, this is almost level with the summit, so that is the summit up there. I've seen some footprints coming up here. People have been here before. And I just noticed over here, we found something. Treetop apple juice. Somebody was here and drank treetop apple juice. It's been here a while in the sun, but somebody has been here before, clearly. And I don't know who that is or what their intentions were. Could have been Kenny, but I doubt it. There's a rock or something on my boot. I'm not going to stop and worry about it now. I'll wait till we break for lunch, and then I'll get it. My God, we're almost level with Sheep Peak up there. It's a hell of a climb. Look how high we've gone. Geez, we were all the way down there when we started, and we're not even at the top yet. My God, this whole area down here at the base of Sheep Peak is a potential search area for Kenny Veach, because that's Wild Horse Pass. So if Kenny Veach did continue on after the mine, like people said they did, beyond deeper in the Sheep Mountains, he would have came over Wild Horse Pass. He would have came this way, down there, and up there. He could have gone over that pass and beyond. He could have gone up in the hills. He could have gone anywhere. He could have gone to Picture Canyon. He could have gone to the old mine, went up in the foothills and cut across and been right where we're standing right now. Nobody knows. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the foothills of the old mine. I'm tired. We've got some points we need to check. Otherwise, I'd love to explore this kind of plateau area, this little valley right here. You could spend a whole day up here. This would probably need to be an overnight trip because it's just too much coming out here. So to get out here, it takes 3.5 hours, 4.24 miles, 2,043 foot elevation gain, and it damn near killed me. It's a tough hike. So I would say come out here, camp somewhere up on the summit, and check this whole area the next day. What I need to do sometime, maybe over Christmas holidays if it's not hot, it's planned to spend an overnight trip out here. There's just too much ground for these day trips. Too much ground to cover. So right up over yonder is the summit. And from up there, we should see the old mine and the rest of the foothills on that side. But these foothills here is where I thought Kenny could come. And on Google Earth, it looked like kind of a plateau, flat area, which is right here, this valley, valley at a high elevation. So it's really hard to say. I mean, you really need to walk all around here and see what's here. But in this weather and the heat, it's tough. Let's check the Garmin and see if we can find out what temperature. 83 degrees up here, 6,686 foot elevation, and yeah. So at any rate, that's what Mr. Garmin says. I just put a cell signal up here. You may have heard a beep a while back. It means I'm back online. Woodchuck, my trusted companion Woodchuck, should be tracking me. Knows where I am. He's also got access to the Garmin. So it's remote, but I'm still connected out here. Look at this pine tree. Is this Kenny's pinion nut tree out here? If it is, then that proves my theory that he came up here. But these plateaus up here is a great place to camp. It's a high ground. Kenny may have known that. He may have come up here, and he may be out here somewhere. There could be a cave out here. In these high elevations, but like I said, 2,000 foot elevation gain. Not only is it a long drive from Vegas, then a long drive on dirt, then a long hike, but you've got significant climbing to do. So it takes significant effort to get to where I am right now. Fortunately for you, comfort of your home or wherever you are, all you've got to do is subscribe to the channel and get content for free. Now, we're approaching Jomay Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, I see the mine. I see the Kenny Veach mine. We've made it. It is right out there. I can see it clear as day. Kenny Veach mine, Jomay Canyon. We are exactly where I wanted to go last video. These foothills out here, specifically this little valley right here, is the place I wanted to search. Now there was a couple of points that I wanted to check that looks like something man-made, but see these were like white rocks there? I think that's what it was. You really got to get lucky to see if you could spot something in the distance. But yeah, this is the foothills of the old mine. This area here, this whole area, is the search area for Kenny Veach, where I think he could be. That is my theory. But it just takes a lot of doing. I would love to get on that ridge and see what's on the other side. That big mountain on the other side of the ridge, right there, you can barely see it. Next one over, that's the elephant. So I think it was Jomay Peak video. Check it up there, Jomay Peak. Either that or Martian Rock. Check Martian Rock. One of those two videos we hiked around this, and I called it the elephant, and we hiked all around the backside. It was extremely steep, extremely dangerous, and that was definitely an edge of your seat video. So check those two out on the channel. They're up right now. Look for them, Jomay Peak and Martian Rock. We hiked to the back of the elephant because it looks like a giant sleeping elephant. But from right here, this is the mountain or the hill of the old mine that overlooks it. And right down under us is that supposed collapsed mine shaft somewhere. But the only thing is, That's down here, the next one over, I don't know. Well, what I do know is that's Wild Horse Pass. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow the hillside all the way down to Wild Horse Pass. Then I'm gonna go down, because I think I saw another collapsed mine down there. And from there, we'll find a place for lunch somewhere around there. It's almost noon anyway. 4.5 miles on the clock, 2,071 foot elevation gain, 3 hours, 32 minutes. My heart rate's 125 beats per minute, and I'm feeling great. Now, looking around, I do see the agave burn pit down there. I do need to get to that area, and I'm going to check this little valley right here too. This is something I'm going to check. This is part of the foothills. I see that old kind of remnants, the campsite, kind of something shiny down there. That's part of it. And right over here somewhere, there is another, looks like could be collapsed mine. And right way straight out there, I don't know if you can see it, looks like a square rock. That I saw on Google Earth, and that's either a square rock or it's a piece of debris. So I'm hoping to get closer, at least to this hillside here, and find out. So we'll come down here and maybe right down there, and that's where we need to go. And to get out of here, we should only need to get to the top of Wild Horse Pass, and from there it'll all be downhill. We won't have to go to this madness that we just climbed. But we've made it. I'm feeling pretty good. Can you see the mine out there, by the way? The old Veach mine. It's straight, I don't know if you can see it right, somewhere out there. Let me point at it there. Right there about my finger is, if you could see it. We're not going to it today. We've been out there many times. But my theory is that's not the only mine out here. There's that collapsed mine that I thought was a prospect pit, but I really think it's a collapsed mine because there's just simply too much dirt. And there's another one closer towards Wild Horse Pass that we'll go check out right now. All while keeping our eyes open for anything else, debris or anything, because like I said, my theory is Kenny left his phone at the mine by accident. May have came here, straight out here, and come up to these foothills, hoping to get a shortcut to Picture Canyon, which we now know Wild Horse Pass is the easiest way out to Picture Canyon. Kenny may not have known because he'd only been through Picture Canyon twice before. He even said it twice. So the video he filmed would have been his third time through Picture Canyon. And his fourth time out here, that's where his cell phone was found. So it's assumed he went to the mine. Nobody knows what happened to him after that. I just finished checking the area with the standard T1020 binoculars. I love these. They weren't cheap, but they're great binoculars. And straight out there, what I thought could be a piece of debris on Google Earth, I've confirmed is a large rock. I didn't see anything else. I checked the mine. I didn't see any new prospect pits down there. The old encampment where we've seen before in other videos, I didn't even see that from this angle. Now, I did see that rock right there that looks like kind of a podium or something. I remember going to that last week, which means that prospect pit or collapsed mine is right down here somewhere. So what we need to do is go down in the valley, go straight in, and right over here somewhere, I believe, is what I thought could be another collapsed mine. Hard to say. It just looked like some dirt. Could be a landslide too, I don't know. All right, gears back on, let's head down there. Some of you may be asking, this is the foothills of the old mine, part 2. You're in the foothills, why aren't you exploring them over there? Why didn't you go over there? Well, I'd love to, but look how much terrain this is. I mean, unless you can fly over there, you can't explore everything. You really need to come out here, camp, and spend the whole day walking through these foothills. But we are technically in the foothills of the old mine. That's where we came in. And the reason I'm coming down here is because I saw some things on Google Earth. Like I said, there appears to be an old road that goes down there and dead end somewhere down there. And there appears to be either a landslide or collapsed mine over there. The one we found was right there in the last video. There's another one over there that may be nothing, but it's one of those things that you really have to come out here in person to see. So that's why we're here. And I thought that going to Picture Canyon was a shortcut. Turns out that's almost 5 miles. So we're looking at probably a mile longer than it would have been if we went Joe May Road area. Definitely a long way to the mine. So going to the mine, Joe May, is definitely the way to go. But you can get to it from Picture Canyon. All right, we're coming up on, I believe, the collapsed mine. We'll go by it again. You can take a look. Like I said, based on what I saw last time, I do think it is a collapsed mine. Simply because there's a tremendous amount of dirt that goes all the way down the hill. I think it's right here, yeah. Some of these old mines, they dynamite them, collapse them. Now here it is, it's right down there, and look down the hill. See all the dirt going straight down the hill? This is more than a prospect pit. Look at the sheer amount of dirt leading from this mine going down. Can you see? Based on my estimation, if this is all dirt from the mine, I would say this goes in at least as much as the Kenny Veach mine. And yeah, it's really hard to say. But soft dirt, it could have collapsed. I mean, monsoon rains, you never know. But I do think this is a collapsed mine. Saw this in the first video. That's where we stopped, right over there to treat the blister we had in our foot, but I am good to go right now. I'd love to dig some of these rocks away and see if there's a shaft in there, but I mean, there could be a significant amount of dirt in there, so it'd be pointless. It's really hard to tell. I can tell you right now, this whole area right here, this is all definitely tailings right here. See, watch my fingers. This is all tailings, I can tell. So tailings came from this. That is more than a prospect pit, I can guarantee. And looking at the dirt coming down, it's collapsed. So that, I would say 75% or more sure is a collapsed mine. How far in it goes or what was in there is anybody's guess. But we're walking on tailings right now. You can see a lot of the dirt. There was loose rocks and now there's big rocks. Probably all came from the mine. And it's hard to say. It looks like they may have just drifted down there over the years. Personally, if I had to make a guess, I would say this collapsed mine predates Kenny Veach. And looking at some of the satellite pictures I saw, it does. So I don't think Kenny's in there. But there's always a possibility. I don't think he is. I think it's older than that. Many people have said Kenny's in the other mine over there. And it could be. But I've been in that mine, and I've even, one of our viewers sent me a schematic of the mine. It doesn't go in very far. There's not a long, deep side shaft. There is some debris in there he could be under, but I kind of doubt it. See all this loose rock? This looks like tailings. It really does. And that's why I think all this stuff is tailings to wash down for the mine. And I think probably rain may have collapsed that mine and just washed dirt, and that's what made it collapse. And I think all this is tailings from the mine. And if that's the case, then it goes in a significant amount, a significant distance. So now we're just going straight down to the valley to the bottom, where we'll find a place for lunch and take a break. We'll continue our search in the valley down there. And then we'll head up over Wild Horse Pass and onto Picture Canyon out of here. Trying to make sure we don't slip. So what do you think? Old mine, or is it prospect pit, or nothing? My guess is an old mine, but if it predates Kenny Veach, it's got nothing to do with the guy. Hard to say. Now this valley out here is kind of a strange valley. With that big prospect pit, it's clear there was Native Americans living out here. With the Kenny Veach mine up there, an encampment down there, it's clear there was some activity going on, but how much is anybody's guess. Like I said, I've been told there's no Jeep road out here leading from Jomay Road. That no longer exists. Nature's taken it back, but Google satellite view does show roads out here, and I hope to go down, intersect with one of them, follow it that way, because that's where it dead ends out there. And where a road dead ends, more often than not, you find some things. The only thing is, it'll be almost impossible to see the road with the naked eye. You've got to see it from satellite view because it's so old. It doesn't look like a road anymore. A lot of these roads look like washes. And indeed they are. And this could be it. Like I said, it doesn't look like much in person, but on the satellite you could definitely tell it was a road at one time. All right, we need to go up here, see if there's a landslide or another old mine there, and out here, see where the road supposedly dead ends. See if that is a something out there. See, we're walking up, could be the old road. It's hard to say. By the way, this is all areas we've never been before, this part of the valley. All right. Everybody's got to know the limits, and I know mine, so I'm going to stop here in the shade and have lunch. Is there anything, any place better? Maybe right here, under this pine tree. I think there's more shade over here. All right. Let's see if I can sit here somewhere. Yeah, I'll just pull some of this brush out. Because I don't want to have a butt full of brush. There. I think this is going to be our lunch spot. All right, lunch is done. We're back on the wireless mic, and we've cleaned up. So we'll leave no evidence that we've been here. Cover up our little butt spot there that we're sitting on. And there, like we're never even there. All right, old road. This is probably an old road right here, what we're looking at. For the most part, nature's taken it back. We are going to continue our journey. And somewhere around here looks like it could be a landslide or old mine. So I'm going to try to get up here to the high ground, see if we can spot it from over there. Either way, that's Wild Horse Pass we got to get to. So I'm looking to see if there's anything out here. Maybe it's farther up here. There is something. There's a can or something. Oh, I'm just stumbling all over the place here. No, I haven't been drinking today, seriously. But clearly somebody has. All right, so Coors. It's not a pull tab can, but it's one of these circular ones, and these are really old, kind of an old style can. No, I'm not going to carry this out with me. Beer can, very old beer can. All right, there's something. All right, so I took a look with the binoculars, and I will say these binoculars are almost better than a drone, because I can clearly see those are rocks or a tree stump up there, and it looked like an object, but it's not. So, looking for things out here is like a needle in a haystack. Sometimes you could see them on Google Earth, sometimes not. Like I see rocks over there that Google Earth might look like debris, but it's not. There's a valley up over there that I know has got a big heavy rock. I saw the binoculars that Google Earth made it look like a debris. The road comes out here a dead end somewhere out here, probably right around, maybe even up there somewhere. I don't know. I can't tell. This area here might be the landslide that I thought, this kind of light colored area that I thought could be another mine. Clearly it's not. And you just really can't tell until you come out here and see for yourself. So these hikes sometimes are completely fruitless. Sometimes we find amazing things, sometimes we don't. But one thing is for sure, Kenny Veach was out here. So any square inch of ground we cover is a possibility. There could be some evidence of Kenny being here at one point in time. No, I do have good, well, I don't want to say I have good vision, because my vision always has not been good. I've worn glasses and I've even had LASIK at one point in times, but I'm always been known for spotting things. So I scan the area and I may not see things clearly, but sometimes I could spot things that others might overlook. It's kind of a nice, cool little place in here with a piece of wood. This might have been a good camping place, I guess, but well, there's a piece of wood here and it's clearly man-made. It always encourages me when I see debris, because you just never know what else is out here. It's really hard to say. Let's see where we created this. Something was here. So how big it is compared to my foot? Maybe something dug it, or hard to say. Almost like something landed there. This right here, looks like a wash, but I think it might be part of the old road that I saw, which may go even further. And if we're lucky, we'll see like another mine or a cabin or something, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure we won't, because this area's been explored many times. And something that's significant, you would have seen it on Google Earth. Jeez, don't tell me I just hit a frickin' cholla. My God, again. And I can feel it on my boot. All right, well, thanks to Mr. Cholla, it's break time, and I could feel it cutting into my foot too. Shit. Oh, let me limp over here. Feels like there's a needle stuck in my foot. See what happens? All right, Cholla. It's time. time to cut it out. Move, just use your pliers or Leatherman and just pull them out the best you can. Now I do feel some in my foot, so we're gonna have to take the boot off. I'm just kind of pulling these out, they're like needles. Oh my God, that's the one I felt in the foot, I think. Some of these are broken off. I still feel it in my foot. See, I'm about to pull this boot off. See, there's a little one right there. Just a few this time, but I had a rock inside here anyway. I'm gonna pull the boot off. This is the piece I think I feel. Get it out of there. Ow, it's in my foot. Oh, like a needle. I felt that come out of my skin too. These darn tough socks aren't so darn tough compared to Cholla. I'm not even gonna pull it. Ow, that actually does kind of hurt a little. Trying to see if there's any more in there. Shit, I better pull the sock off just to make sure. I don't know if you can see it, but there is one there in the skid. I'm gonna have to carefully grab that Leatherman and pull it out. But yeah, that little bastard got way in there. All right. Ow. Sorry, I can't record and do this at the same time. All right, I did get it out. I don't know if you can see it there in the Leatherman, a little pinprick of blood, but it did go in my skin. It hurt, and I did get it. I think that's the last one, so I'll just let my foot air out for a moment, and we'll be back on our way. I'm not even going to treat that wound. It's just a little teeny tiny pinprick. All right, boots back on. I feel 100% better. That hurt. It's annoying, but just go to show you, if you're not paying attention, how easy it is just to brush up against the Cholla, and that stuff will go inside your feet pretty easy. All right, so reference, you come in from Desert Janitor, the Canyon Veach mine, Wild Horse Pass is the easiest way to go. Oh, okay. All right, now, there's a prospect pit. Prospect pit is just something they started digging, didn't find anything, and stopped digging there. Is it a collapsed mine? We'll take a look around the tailings. From what I could see, this is the tailings right here. It may have gone in farther at one time, and it may be a collapsed mine. I think it's a prospect pit, just because there's not a whole lot of tailings. And take a look here. You see these tailings pile here? See how it doesn't go down the hill? You know how the other one did go down the hill? That's why I think the other one was a collapsed mine. Could have been a prospect pit, but I think it was a collapsed mine. So this, the confirmed one we found, Canyon Veach mine, there's 3 digs out here. Not to mention the 2 that are close to Canyon Veach mine. There's 5 digs out here. And an old encampment, so there's definitely a lot of activity out here. Canyon Veach. Canyon Veach. He left his phone at the mine right over there. From there, nobody knows. Did he take the foothills, shortcut to Picture Canyon, not knowing any better? Because now we know Wild Horse Pass is the easiest way to Picture Canyon. Did he go farther up in the mountains? Did he go to Sheep Peak, where Jake Chuck has been? Where in these mountains did Canyon Veach go? We've been out here so many times. 20 times or more we've been out here. And we're no closer to finding Canyon Veach. He disappeared off the face of the earth. Disappeared off the face of the planet. Did he stage his disappearance? If he did, then where is he now? Does the family know where he is? Or did something unexpected to him happen out here? Is he in some place, maybe just on the other side of this hill, where he lost his balance and fell and hit his head, and the skeleton is over there, unfound, just on the other side of this hill? Anything is possible with Canyon Veach. Look at these hills, this vast wilderness out here. Nobody really knows. Okay. What I think I'm gonna do, I know Wild Horse Pass the easiest way to Picture Canyon. We can go down there and then this way. I think I'm gonna try to go back up to the summit and then cut down. I think that would be the easiest way. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hike up to the summit, but I mean, that's like nothing. And I think that'll save us a lot of time. And I think it'll be faster that way too. And that's our original theory. Maybe Kenny went that way to try to save some time. So if you go back the same way we came, I showed you it's an easy way all downhill. Because the path we took up here, coming up was tough. Going down would be easy because you got gravity. Pile of rocks here. Campfire. Somebody camp up here? Build a campfire? Any other debris? Let's keep your eyes peeled for any evidence that somebody may have been here. Could have been Kenny Veach campfire. He could have camped up there, continued on. Now, on the clock, 5 miles, 4 hours, 24 minutes, 2,200 foot elevation gain. That's a lot. We do that in one day, and we're gonna do that going back. Would somebody hike 5 miles and camp out here? I think 5 miles is a day hike. Hell, 10 miles a day hike. But if you wanna fully explore out here, you need to have several days. So that's why if you want to really explore the foothills of the old mine, you've got to camp out here. Get an early start instead of wasting half a day driving and hiking out here. All right, just the top of this hill, then we'll cut over, find an easy way down. Now we're to go a bit down from here. All right. There's Jomay Valley out there. Mysterious Jomay Valley. Kenny Veach showed at the mine, said he slept up there on that peak. I work out every day. I've been out here tons of times. My legs are tired. You mean to tell me that Kenny Veach hiked somehow up those sheer cliff faces? Said he slept up there? Maybe he did. Oh, something just stabbed me in my pocket. It was a thorn or something. Anyway, I know it's possible to get up there, but it is freaking tough. It is really, really freaking tough. I mean, that's a serious climb. You'd have to start down there and just make your way up there. And yeah, it's a tough climb getting up there. Even, I think that Sheep Peak right over there, and you'd have to go in this valley and somehow up that way to Sheep Peak, or better yet, the other side. I think that's how Jay Chuck came in, the other side. It's tough. It's doable, but it's tough. But yeah, for Kenny to come out here and say he did all this stuff, it's tough. You guys are watching these videos. You see me huffing and puffing out here. I'm in shape. You know, I work out. I've been out here plenty of times, and it's still hard for me. So for Kenny to say, oh, I did 20 miles in a day, I don't think that's possible. I mean, yeah, he may came to the mine here, but you know, it's really hard to say. I've never met the man, so I can't say what he's capable of. He was really tired when he got back to his truck after that first hike. That was the 10-mile hike, which he would have started in Jomay Canyon. He would have came along here to the old mine where he filmed his video, and he somehow would have made it to Wild Horse Pass. Then he would have came down Wild Horse Pass into this valley, and then on into Picture Canyon, around the entire mountain range, back to Jomay Road. That's about 10 miles. That is Kenny Veach's hike. We have done half of that today. And I'm tired. And Kenny was tired after the 10-mile hike. So could I do it? Sure, I could do it. But it's tough. And I think that 10-mile hike Kenny did was probably his limit. I don't think he did 40 miles in a day. I think 10 miles in a day is more realistic. So if that's the case, go to the mine and draw a 5-mile radius circle. 5 miles. Let's say 6. That may be where he is. Well, the thing is, the mine is what, 4 miles? He would have to do a mile, maybe down there somewhere, and go all the way back to Jomay Canyon. That's probably his limit, 10 miles in a day. But if you hiked 10 miles with the intention of camping out here, which you probably could, you would have to go from the mine 5 miles that way, deep into the sheep range. And that may be where you find Kenny. So, who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. I love to be on that peak over there, that ridge line, but that's a hell of a hike. And after hiking 5 miles, it's It's 1 p.m. already. Could I make it? Probably. But I've got things to do today, so I don't want to stay out here all night. Otherwise, I would. Maybe someday. For now, start making our way down. All right, the best course of action. How do we come in here? I'm gonna try to meander that way and just go straight that way. Coming down cross country, I always check places like this and like this because sometimes you find caves at the base of these little hills. So just checking, see if there's anything there. I mean, there could have been a cave there. Kenny could have crawled in and got stuck, or who knows. You just can't tell unless you're right on it. Definitely can't see it from Google Earth or from the air. All right, let's keep on going. We are going cross country. We don't need GPS. I more or less know where we're going, which direction. I know I said no more climbing, but we're kind of taking a shortcut on the side of this hill. So we don't have to go down and then across. Once we kind of get over this ridge line here, then we'll go back down in the valley and straight into Picture Canyon. Just going cross country again. I'm gonna try to get on the other side of this rock boulder here and probably go straight down from there into the next valley. Might have to be easier over there. Just make our way around there. Or go down. Folks, I'm tired. 5.37 miles, 4 hours, 40 minutes, 2,284 foot elevation gain. This has been a tough hike, and we still have a long way to go. Probably at least 4 miles. Hear an aircraft up there. Sound like a twin engine turboprop. All right. This freaking horsefly has been bugging me the entire trip. Just one horsefly. All right. I'm gonna try to take the easiest way out of here. See, a rock just scraped my ankle, and that's exactly why I like to have boots that cover the ankles. Thick boots. Now, I've had some viewers say wear logger boots. One guy even swears by them, and I found some nice logger boots, and they look really comfortable. But I'll have to really check it to see, are they lighter than the ones I wear? And are they truly better? Because these ones I have are pretty good. All right. All right, there's that hill we're just on. We made it around. Got to do is come down here, around, and then straight down, and then straight down in the valley there. This should take us right out to Picture Canyon. There and there. That was a little risky because I knew my foot was not sturdy, so I had to move quickly so I didn't put all my weight on it. All right. Now it's just getting down this hill. All right, those are my footprints. There are definitely a set of footprints coming down here. So somebody else was out here. And it's surprising me because it's such a remote place out here, and it takes such a significant effort to get to it that the vast majority of people won't even bother. Nobody comes out here unless you have a reason to. Making progress. It's all downhill. It's just really rugged downhill. Now remember, any place between the mine and Picture Canyon, assuming Kenny did go to Picture Canyon, is a possibility where he could be. Now, what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to switch to the wide angle lens. So for the rest of the hike, at least into Picture Canyon, you will see this through wide angle. And again, one of our viewers from Flagstaff, Arizona sent that to me. Thank you very much. If you want to send me equipment to use, I do have a P.O. box. Message me and I'll provide it to you. And I'm happy to use whatever equipment you send me on these hikes. But for now, let me just switch to the wide angle. All right, everyone, I experienced a strange anomaly when I was filming on this hike here. This is approximately a mile section where I have missing footage, and I am 100% certain I was filming. So what happened, I was approximately right here at this location, and I had just switched the lens mod, to the wide-angle lens mod. Now, when I film these videos, I always look in the little viewfinder to make sure that little red recording is on, always. So I know I was recording 100%. So I had put on the lens mod, I started recording, I continued down this valley, into the main wash area. Now this is the area where Kenny Veach hiked from Wild Horse Pass all the way into Picture Canyon. So I came down here, past the M Cave cover up. Somewhere around here I ran completely out of water. This is about 3 miles from my truck. So it was a hot day. I could have sworn I had enough water, but somehow I ran out. So I had filmed quite a bit of footage here. And I know I was filming, like I said, because every time I film, I hold the viewfinder up and I hit that record button. I could see the little recording, kind of little red icon symbol in the little viewfinder, so I know I was recording. Came past the M Cave cover up, through the big open area and down into Picture Canyon, and right about here where that little enclave is where it started recording again. And I know it's not the lens mod because the next clip you're going to see does show me actually recording with the wide angle lens mod. So for some strange reason, all this area here did not record, and I know I was recording. So it's also a coincidence that right around here is where I completely ran out of water. Coincidence or something else? I don't know. You be the judge. Let's get back to the video, and you will see the wide angle lens mod still on, and I'm about to switch to the standard lens mod. The shade of Picture Canyon. Still in the ultra wide lens mod, but I'm going to switch off in just a little bit here. Take a break in that little enclave up here. It's kind of nice here in the shade, but my mouth is a little dry. I could definitely go for a drink, but I'm not going to think about that. We got a healthy 2 miles. Majority of it, soon to leave Picture Canyon, is going to be in the sun too. So it's going to get back to the truck without dehydrating. All right, quick break in this little enclave here. I did switch back to the standard lens mod. This is just the basic standard GoPro lens. I also took the last swig of water, so I am 100% confirmed I'm out of water. Nothing more than a few drops in there. Now, I talk about the tech here because a lot of my videos are driven by your comments. I want you guys to tell me, what do you think is better? Did you like the wide angle lens mod we were just on? Or do you like the standard lens mod where you see things up a little closer? You're just not on the sides too much. Comment below, send me a message, let me know. Twitter, Instagram, DMs are open. I do answer all messages, unless you send me something crazy, and there's been some crazy ones. But, you know, if you've got a valid question, I'll definitely answer. Even email. You go on the YouTube channel to the About page, you can, I think it's a little captcha you solve, and then you can see my email there, send me an email. And I do respond to all emails as well. Instagram's usually the fastest way to get a hold of me because I get those push messages. But that's about it. You know, like I said, comments, criticism, feedback. Be polite and professional about it, and I take all feedback to heart, and because of your feedback is what makes this channel better. There's the beast up there in all its glory. We will not be climbing the beast without water, that's for damn sure. Just making the mouth of Picture Canyon. And I think the 2 mile mark is right around here somewhere, so just barely under 2 miles right now. Mostly downhill. It's just so hot and dry here in the desert. We don't usually run out of water. It must be really hot today. Ah, the beast in all its glory. We've conquered you many times, beast. We'll conquer you again, but not today. There's that cave, looks kind of like an M or something. Maybe that's what Kenny saw as he passed by here. Nobody will ever know for sure. My body's not vibrating. I am thirsty and I'm out of water though. Maybe vibrating by the time I get back to the truck. Made it to the mouth of Picture Canyon. There's the entrance. I can feel the heat of the sun beating down. It's hot, but it's not brutal hot. There's a breeze in the air, but it's still easy to get dehydrated. I did just pee back there at that stopping point, but my pee is dark colored, which means I'm not as hydrated as I'd like to be. But the fact that I peed at all shows me that I'm not in bad condition. So, making up this hill, and it's more or less downhill the whole way. My God, folks, that was tough. On the clock, 7.96 miles, 2346 elevation gain, 6 hours, heartbeats 149 beats per minute. My God. Mile and a half that way is the truck. I think I see it from here. So take it easy. I have no more water. I gotta get a mile and a half to the truck with no water. Okay, let's do this. Oh, my friends, down and up. Another climb. Doesn't look like any way around it. Where we need to go is up there. So let's put one foot in front of the other. Down this one and up the other. I knew there'd be one or two small hills like this. It's getting hotter out here. Still have no water. So I'm trying not to overexert myself. Just get to the truck. Alright. I do see the truck out there. From this point, I remember climbing up this hill when we came out. And it made just about a quarter mile to the truck. So somewhere around here is a pathway down. This will probably work just fine. I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm thirsty. We have no water. In the truck, I've got emergency water, so we'll drink that once we get there. It's hot. The water I have is hot. It's been there about a year, but I don't care. I'll drink it. Just need to come down this hill, cross the open desert, quarter mile of the truck, and we're there. Easier said than done, except we got 9 miles on the clock. 9 miles today. In the heat. With nothing to go on but chicken and dumplings. So, yeah. There shouldn't be any more climbing, just getting down this hill and then across the open desert. And that's it. Some of you may ask, why just wear shorts and a t-shirt? It's cooler. Well, it may seem cooler, but actually, these long sleeves and these kind of military type pants do help you keep you cooler and shield you away from the sun. I learned that from soldiers who were over in Saudi. All right. I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm thirsty. I'm starting to get a headache, my voice is scratchy. I need water. If I felt like this on Wild Horse Pass, I would probably just shelter in place until the sun went down. But the truck is just up here, less than a quarter mile. And I know there's some water in there. I don't usually run out of water out here, but today is hot, and it's a long hike. We're almost there. I wish you could feel what I'm feeling right now. My whole body is hot. Sweating. A little bit of a headache. Slight weakness, but I see my truck. It's almost like my truck gets farther the closer I get, but it doesn't. It's an illusion. It's just so dry, and I need water so bad. I'm sweating. Almost there. Almost there. This last, when the truck's in sight, you just want to get there so bad, and it seemed like it's just taking forever. My God. It's so hot out here. It's there. Jeez, crying, I'm sweating so much. My body's weak. Okay, there's the truck on the clock. Oh my God, sweat's in my eyes. I can't see. On the clock, 9.44 miles, 6.5 hours, 2,365 foot elevation again. I can't see, sweat is in my eyes. I'm weak, I'm tired. There's water in my truck. It's blistering sun, desert, Picture Canyon. My God, what are we doing here? This is what we do, folks. Extreme hikes. I can't begin to tell you how I feel right now. I'm drenched in sweat, I'm hot, I'm weak. There's water in my truck I need to get to. That's it for this adventure, folks. If you'd like to see, please subscribe. Please, come on, subscribe. But until the next time, everyone, see you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when I post a new one. All of my videos are unscripted as they happen. I can't promise they'll be exciting, but I can promise they'll be 100% real. My name is Steve from Las Vegas, and these are my adventures.